Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Nick, your host of On the Scene with Martini. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, you are the scene.
Before we get started, I want to give a quick thank you to this episode's sponsor, Soundacres, ran by Gary Cioni. Soundacres is a recording studio based in New Jersey, just 30 minutes away from Philadelphia. Gary's been a part of many influential bands, including Crime and Stereo, Day Trader, and Nex. On top of that, has recorded for the likes of Free Throw, Pop Mulligan, and so much more. Make sure to check out Soundacres' social media down below, and let's make the album of your dreams.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nick, on the scene with Martini. Today I got Kitty Ray and Sam from Teen Suicide. How are you guys doing today?
Hey,
Hey,
I'm good. What about you?
I'm also good.
Nice.
Well, I appreciate you guys so much for coming on. And yeah, it would be a super fun. This is not the type of genre that I typically interview. So I'm glad that you guys are coming kind of onto a hardcore podcast, and I'm glad to have you guys on too.
Yo, Sam, I'm glad to be here. It feels weirdly appropriate.
Yeah,
We've always been like a not hardcore, like not heavy, not screamo-y band. That's like ever since we started, we'd be like trying to play as many shows like that as we could, even though we didn't fit. And then
hmm
like no one would really like us at the show at first. But like by the end of the show, there'd be like a begrudging respect. And then
hmm
we'd keep playing these shows. And like now we'll even do like last year we did like a festival that was like mostly hardcore metal, like screamo bands and stuff. And I mean our music is like getting more in that direction, but like it's nice. It's like, this has never changed.
I think
I like
it's
to think of a hardcore ethos.
Yes.
yeah, in the realm, on the bill here and there kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
I think it's cool too. Like you guys are on a label that doesn't specifically say for Run for Cover Records,
hmm
isn't specifically like a hardcore label, but it does cater to the bands that do fit on those type of bills, and they do include you guys on those type of bills, which I appreciate. And I know a lot of people that I've had on. Well, I love like I'm a nerd about bills. Like I love the
hmm
idea of curating something. So like I know me and a lot of other guests I've had on really appreciate when there's like indie, shoegaze, alternative bands that kind of just change the vibe for a second, and then everyone can take a breath and just enjoy, not being destroyed.
Yeah.
That is exactly what people do when we play like festivals and stuff. It's like our set is for like catching your breath,
hmm
Yeah.
getting a drink of water, which is like
It's
sometimes I'm like, why isn't everybody jumping around? And then I'm like, wait, this is what we're playing.
conversely, it does like help too, because then our fans that might not understand how to do that whatsoever, who are hanging out and watching us, learn to I don't know
Come
how to
out
put
of
it,
their
yeah,
shell.
come out of their shell more, which is nice. But I also feel like musically, that's like for what you said, that's a really good thing about those kind of bills. And like when we and like various people in the band way back in the day, we would run like house venues or book a lot of shows. And that was always like something we really, really tried to do with it, because not only is it, for a crowd, I feel like more interesting, but like for playing in a band like that, it actually, I don't know, it's so much better to try and like, I don't know, expose yourself to like more stuff than you would otherwise. And then it like rubs off on you. And then you end up being in a band that was like a indie rock band, but now you have like big riffs and trying to get them to do a breakdown.
I totally agree. Kind of like like a good example I feel like would be like Fleshwater in terms of bands that are
Yeah.
like kind of heavy at first, but then not, and then they have that break because they get to play on all those heavy bills. But
hmm
going into it too, this is going to be like a different approach to typically what I usually have. Usually we kind of do like a biography. Today we're kind of going to be focusing on your guys' new album
Ooh.
coming out, New Descending Staircase Headless.
Yeah.
Hell of a title. Can you guys kind of
Yeah.
take us through? I mean, you guys have been putting out music independent or not independently, sorry, um, by yourselves, like recording just wherever you guys
Hmm.
are. This is a big change for you guys. This is like the first proper studio album, I would say.
It
Definitely.
is.
Yeah. Um,
It's also kind of the first time because like we're Teen Suicide's been released on Run for Cover Records for like a really long time,
years, yeah.
but we aren't like we've never like asked them to do like record label stuff because so it did feel a little bit more like independent because it's just kind of like they'll help us with whatever we want, but
Yeah.
we would just be like, yeah, we got this.
We didn't
Just
need
let
to
us deal with
budget.
it.
Yeah.
We don't need a budget. We'll just record it. We'll just make it. We got the art. We got the whatever. So like this one is feels all different because there's like schedules,
Hmm.
emails.
And it's cool. And yeah, I mean, it is sort of like it is our first record recorded like this and kind of made this way, even though we've been a band for a lot of years at this point. And to me, it's almost like it's a first for us in like a lot of ways beyond just the sound of it. It's the first time we've really had like a real solid band lineup. And God, I don't know, since we started, most likely. Like our drummer is insane. We've been playing with for a few years. He's like such a big part of like shaping kind of our sound going forward. And it's the first time we've got to record with him. And I definitely we wanted to do justice to that. It's part of why it I think sounds a little better because I don't know how to record drums whatsoever, which I think shows on our other records. And it's also the first record that the two of us have written together, like all the way through, even though we've been in the band together for a while. And move them.
He's
I was
moving the
just,
dog.
oh,
Yeah.
you're all good. I was just curious when you guys go into like, was there a different approach at all going into this kind of like recording in a studio and stuff? Because I feel like I presume you guys had like a producer or like a mixer kind of teetering here and
Hmm.
there when it's like you guys are kind of letting people take the control a little bit more than you're probably used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It was new for us,
shocking.
but it's good. It was, I mean, something we knew would be the case going into the record, though you never know, like, what that's going to be like. And I know for me, like, I had to like check a lot of like, I've been doing this a long time. I feel like, we should do this or this or this when it's like giving that up is like really nice in a way. It like really pushes you,
We had to not be bossy.
yeah, out of your
Mm.
comfort zone. But definitely it was good doing it with the producer we chose and the engineers. They were like incredible.
It's also really weird to I have never really had to do this with songs that are like personal and vulnerable and stuff and you're like in a studio with three dudes you've never met before listening to like the raw close like nice mic vocals and I'm used to just recording it like 1,000 times in my room and then
Only you hearing it.
yeah and like no one hears it till the song is out and so for this it's just like okay every part of this is embarrassing but yeah we knew that
It's the
was gonna happen.
process, yeah. And like playing so many shows and touring so much before it, I think really helps with that because it gets you out of your shell with that and like makes you have to at least pretend to be, a confident singer if you're not, or good at something that you have to do a million times over for someone else. Yeah.
You guys put out like a ton of music before this. I would say that's something
Yeah.
that was never shy from Teen Suicide. Always albums, EPs, like I mean, so many songs.
Mhm.
What was, I know you were talking about like wanting to do justice. Also, your dog is really cute.
He's
Thanks.
Um,
being so bad
He's
right
being
now.
bad.
that's okay. He's adorable. He's
Yeah.
he's fine.
Ignore him.
He's fine. Um, is there two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the other one.
Oh. Anyway, okay. So this is like you guys put out so much music, right? And I know you were talking earlier about how you wanted like the first time recording with your new drummer to be like more proper and do him justice. What other factors were like derivative for you guys to do this studio album? Like what made you guys want to do this?
For me, partly I kind of was getting the feeling it was the only way it was going to get done, which sounds funny, but it's like we have done so much music in the past. We've done so much of it at home. different ways too. We've learned a ton about like how to record ourselves, how to do a lot of stuff. And I know like for me, I'm kind of like at my limit in a way for how good I can make us sound if I'm doing it for a lot of things. Like drums, I've mentioned briefly. Like I don't know how to record a drum set really well. I can record it poorly, maybe make it sound cool, but like it kind of felt like we were writing all this music that wasn't really like anything we'd done before. Like a lot of our older work is sort of written and recorded almost simultaneously. Like there's a speed and a chaos to it. And with writing this and touring it, it felt like we were really given time to flesh stuff out and like develop it. We wanted, I guess that's what we wanted to do, sort of do justice to on my end. And I knew that I couldn't. We tried. I tried,
Yeah.
and it didn't sound. I don't know. It didn't feel right for the kind of songs. Like I know you said earlier, like it feels like kind of a brand new thing from us in a way, and that's part of it for me. Like the songwriting just as much as the
Plus,
fidelity.
like the self-recording gets really grueling.
Yeah.
And we have been working in like we've been doing so much other stuff. We like go and do sessions to write for other people and stuff, and we're in these like big fancy studios and we're just like, wait, I want to make a song in the big fancy, like it's like
Yeah.
there's this whole world that
Yeah.
we never like allowed ourselves to be open to before. So now we finally are after like 15 years.
Yeah, it felt like the right time in a lot of ways. Like if we tried it earlier, I don't know how it would have went or how it would have sounded or what would have come out of it. But and I know the label was maybe a little incredulous about it because we'd never asked for anything like that before, and they'd been so used to us just, oh, here's your record, do you like it? But it was really good of them to put like a lot of faith in us for that, certainly.
You were talking earlier about how like it was like you're not the best at recording drums. Prior
Hmm.
to this, was it mainly you guys like playing all the instruments and recording all the different parts with like just you two? Like there was no other like that third
We
person,
had
that fourth person?
drummers. There were a couple different people. Like we're sort of like collectively in a way. Like we would be writing these songs. In the beginning, I would be writing just a bunch of songs myself, and I would be playing everything when I was, 18, 19, 20, whatever. But there's like different periods. We might have like one person that plays drums with us for a while, plays bass with us for a while, or whatever. But never really in a way that like that was the band, if that makes sense. And a lot of the time it was just us. And
You've definitely played drums and been like, I don't know how to do it, but I'm just gonna do it.
yeah, that's definitely happened a lot.
I've played bass and I don't know how to play bass. Like it's
Yeah,
just kind
we
of like
played violin on one of our songs.
you
Like
just
we
figure it out.
we never played a violin. But yeah, and I mean that's really I feel like it's really there's definitely something really beneficial out of like doing it all yourself, even if you're doing it wrong and learning so much from it. And I like it's something, whenever people ask us about, especially younger people, like we encourage the fuck out of it because it's yeah, I don't know. It's really, really good. But I feel like if I kept trying to do that with this record, it would never get done. That was like the first moment I realized like, oh my God, I don't have to do this. Like I don't need to.
Yeah, now we're spoiled.
That's not your problem.
Yeah. It just never occurred to me ever before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this record, I was fortunate enough to listen to it already in full.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
I
Cool.
did listen to it in full, and it's very good. Very good. I honestly I wasn't overly familiar with your guys' band, Teen Suicide. And then I
Mhm.
saw the RFC posts with you guys like promoting like the new album coming out. So I took a listen, and every album had its own sound, which I really appreciated. But this one specifically is a little bit different than I would say your past releases. And I would say
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't want to give too much away, but your lyrics seemed very like personal and very specific. Was there
Hmm.
like any like Going, was there any songs, which there is a track list out for anyone that is watching now.
Hmm.
Were there any songs that like you felt were something that you had bottled up for a while?
For me, there's songs on this record that like musically and lyrically especially date back. And it's funny because the album is really distinct, I feel like, from anything we've made. But at the same time, there are pieces of it that like go back to like 8 or 9 years ago almost. Like it has all these like little connections in that way. Like I'm trying to think of a good example, and I can't yet. But there's a lot of it. I mean, we wrote recently, but what about you? You're better at talking about these songs and lyrics than me. You should, because you wrote the
Um,
better ones.
well, sometimes I think that like writing songs, obviously, it's just like a very cathartic process for most people. I don't really know why else you would write them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that we will write and they feel like a little too personal.
Hmm.
And so you hang on to it. And then
Yeah.
there's some that we've had just like this musical piece that we really like. And so you're like, all right, I gotta come up with some lyrics that fit this. So you go back in the vault and you find something that was like really intense that you when
Yeah.
you wrote it down. And it's like, all right, well, the intensity of this matches the intensity of that. So let's put those things together. And I think that maybe accidentally we just ended up with like a collection of like some of the most intense shit we've ever written just because that's what
Yeah.
felt right at the time. I think
And
it's because we have the drums.
yeah, the
Nick's
drums,
always such a crazy drummer that
it
it
pushes
makes,
us.
yeah, it's like it makes me want to like barf out like rage.
Yeah, and you had a song on this record I know that you wrote in like 2018 too. In
Yeah.
full, we totally rearranged it, but like lyrics,
Like
music
I recorded it and everything, and it was
never
supposed to
came
come
out.
out with my soul like as a solo project like
Hmm.
So
8 years
like
ago, and yeah.
yeah, so there's stuff that connects and like with what you're saying especially like for me, I feel like there's like when our band started, I think the I don't know if many people heard us, which is probably good, but part of what I think they did hear us for was like we were writing like very intensely like personal songs because me and the only other person in the band at the time, our drummer, were like really going through it. We were both addicted to heroin. Yeah, we were having a bad life basically, and that really bled into the music. And then as times change, obviously I'm no longer addicted to heroin. Neither is he, thank God. And I think that there's this like interesting piece of our music that still really connects to that, even as like our lives change, we get older, we grow, we're like in our 30s, some of us, all of us, and like we don't really lose that part where we are like willing to be like super, super open about whatever, even if it's about something like totally mundane. It's like there's this process of writing that it's almost like you take like something about yourself and it's connected to like something much bigger, broader, the world, people, stuff, anything really. And it almost like fictionalizes you as like the author. It's this weird like forgetting of yourself when you're like writing about, I don't know, writing a record like this, I guess I'd say that I would hope happens. I like that. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Maybe.
Going back a little bit with kind of looking at your track list, going from you guys recorded with Mike Sapone. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Sapone. Looking at his discography, it's a pretty impressive one with Brand New,
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday, Osu Osu. Like these are not like small bands, and especially like in that kind of scene, you got we were talking earlier about before we started about like the hardcore, the punk, the pop punk. Like you guys are kind of starting to
Hmm.
dip into that realm too with the producer. There's one song on your track or on the list, Suffering, and it says Mike's Way. And
Yeah.
we kind of talked about earlier about like losing that
Oh yeah.
control. Can you guys kind of touch a little bit onto why it's titled that and like what changed?
It's an acknowledgement for Mike that I first of all we love Mike. He's awesome. We wanted to work with him like more than really anyone else. He was
It was like a cosmic
it was
connection.
fated. Kip brought it up like a year before we even started talking about this record. When the label said like, "What about these?" He was number one. So it's like, and he doesn't like just work with. He really chooses who he works with. I know from talking to him. So I feel like really lucky we got to do that. Hopefully get to do it again. But yeah,
Tell him about the
he's
note, the one single note.
yeah, so that song "Suffering," we've been kicking it around a while. We were playing it live for a while a couple years ago. It's changed obviously over time.
To Mike's way.
Um, Mike changed it further. He was adamant. Mike is someone who has very strong beliefs about like what is right for a song, which is why he's such a good producer, and he's often correct. I have very strong beliefs about what is right for a song as a producer, and I'm sometimes correct. And we disagreed about a single note of the vocal melody in the chorus that I didn't think was that big a deal because I thought the way it was great. And Mike said, if you don't change it, no one like in the world is gonna like this song as much as they should. And if you change it, it could be a huge hit. He's just like hyperbolic to prove that point. So we
This
recorded
was a very long argument, okay?
and passionate.
I have a video of it that will never surface
Never
because
see the light of
No.
and I
When I
was
meet
just
you guys in person, I need to see the video.
yeah, no, it's fine.
yeah.
And we argued and argued and argued, and we had already been in the studio, and it was like so time crunch, like high pressure. And Sam was getting pissed, and Mike was getting pissed,
Yeah.
and we were like finishing for the night, and Mike was like, and Sam was like, "Tomorrow we're gonna finish recording it. I'm gonna show you like it's better this way." And Mike was like, "Okay, well, your homework tonight is to
Yeah.
find one legendary song that does this thing with the melody that Sam
Not
is trying
just
to
a
do."
song you like an
Like it has,
iconic
yeah,
song, like a hit song that everyone knows.
that follows this like melodic structure that he was
Yeah,
trying to
it
put
was
forth.
like you can't have two different choruses, and it's
And I swear to God, we sat in the van for fucking
yeah,
multiple hours looking for a legendary song that did it, and we couldn't find one. And we were
yeah,
like, bro, we gotta give it to
yeah.
Mike.
And we actually recorded the song both ways because it is just the vocals in the chorus, and so, but that does mean recording both choruses two different ways, which means recording like five
The
layers of
doubles.
your voice, Kitty's voice, the harmonies. Like it was like an extra hour at least, probably because we agreed. There's something working with Mike I really appreciate where if we disagree that strongly, we're not going to say like, no, Mike, we're not doing that because that's why we're there is to listen to him. But I will say, let's try it both ways. He loves that. He loves like, let's do both, come back to it later and decide. And when we came back to it, yeah, we had to give it to him. And I felt like it was only right. We
It's
try
Mike's
and
way.
it's Mike's way. And it's not like a begrudging acknowledgement. It is like a mea culpa, like,
It's like a trophy.
maybe we'll put it out, Sam's way one day and we'll see.
That would be so fucking funny. It's just one note
One
different
note different.
of the
You guys should
vocal.
But
do a,
it's
a seven
totally
inch
changed.
with one song on each side, and then
Oh my
one
God.
song Sam's way, one song's Mike way, and then have
That would drive me
like an alt
crazy as a
cover of
fan.
Sam and Mike like boxing or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. That'd be funny.
Put one of our faces on each side of the record.
Yes,
Oh, I
as
love
this as
that
the
idea.
center
Yeah.
label.
Oh my
That might
God,
be a
that would be
thing. We're gonna talk
so
about that. That
good.
might be a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the song to come out because if it's gonna do very well, or I'm gonna text Mike. And I'm gonna say
I don't know,
I'm just
brother.
kidding. I'm just kidding. But I am
Well,
excited for that one to come out.
I don't know how many people have listened to your record in full, and I appreciate you guys, well, your agency that you guys kind of let me listen to it in full. And I will say
Glad you
Suffering was
did.
my favorite song. I do have that written down
Awesome.
in all seriousness.
Thank you.
That's my
Yeah.
Um,
mom's favorite too.
yeah, I really did like it. It was very upbeat, and I think it kind of
Mhm.
lets you guys go into it lets you guys go into multiple directions from there. Like those are the kind
Mhm.
of songs we're talking about earlier. Like now you can go to this genre or this genre, and it's not, oh, this isn't weird. They've kind of done this before,
Yeah,
kind
and
of
we've
deal.
always like wanted to do we always try and do that as a band, but in the past it was more like one record could have like a million different like things on it. And to me, looking back, like not all of them are really, that thought out. It's just like, oh, this was a cool idea this day. We wanted to make this song with this crazy, T-Pain, vocoder rap or whatever. But this record is like super thought out from us, and like it is really contained. Like everything is played, in the studio, recorded in those like 2.5 weeks, yada yada yada. But it's still, yeah, it tries to go in all these like different sort of subtle directions. Like that one could be, I mean, it could be a pop punk song if we recorded it with like 8 layers of, thick
Well,
guitars. Yeah, it's not, but
A little
it
call in
could
background.
exactly some gang vocals in the middle instead. But yeah, like I don't know, I appreciate that.
What made you guys want to put out Idiot as your single then?
Oh,
it fucking rocks ass.
I
I
think
do like the song too.
I think
I
that's the only
yeah,
reson, dude.
for me,
really?
it's like that was actually I'll say it's like it's our label is awesome. Run for Cover is awesome. They were not picking that song for the first single initially, which is probably smart from their point of view. Like there's only appreciation for that for me, but to me, it's like it doesn't matter if you like our band already, if you know our band, if you hate our band, if you have never heard of us, which probably for a lot of people is the case, but if you come across it and you click it and you know that it's you have that first moment of the song, you have like one instance where you like grab someone's attention, like in this day and age, I mean, really, especially. And I feel like if we put something out like Suffering, which is a really great song, but I think like it's like it's a song. Idiot is like almost like this moment for me. It's got this big nasty riff that keeps changing.
It always makes my dad like really
Yeah.
stoked when he sees us play it, and that's how I knew that this is the one because it's like my dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
But if he's like, "Oh yeah, that kicked ass. You guys were going crazy." Then
Yeah.
yeah.
We want people to we want it to make an impression and people to remember it, even if you don't love it at first. There's songs I hated a bit when I first heard them, but they stuck with me. Like, what was that? What were they doing? And then you go back and maybe you love it. But I don't know. Either way, I feel like for me it's maybe my favorite song on the record. So I'm a little biased. I like weird structures without like a proper chorus. I feel like it does connect with our older music a lot in that middle section where it gets really quiet, it gets really haunting. There's like layers of guitar harmonies and vocal harmonies, and it's very lush. And I feel like for me that's sort of the end. If you like us and at first you're like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
sort of the end is
there's a lot of that.
there's this moment that I don't know, it just sort of sums up the record for me. It has like big nasty riff. It's got, almost a chorus.
So you guys also have a dynamic that has been working for a good amount of years, kind of with like an alternation role of who sings this song primarily, who sings that song primarily.
Mm.
What dictates who is taking control of the song? Is
Well,
it, sorry, is that a
no,
weird question or?
not at all.
No.
I was just gonna say it's a really good question actually, because I feel like it's an important one for this record. Part of what makes it kind of what it is for me and why we are even doing it is it's the first time in the past the band has mostly just been me writing stuff. And then after you joined the band, we started writing more songs together. But for the band, it was still mostly me writing and you helping me with it. And you have several projects as well. And this is in the last couple years, the first time, like for this record, we started writing it, both of us together, like pretty much every song we both focus on together, whether it's like something you start, on like piano or synth or whatever. I start on guitar. We start at practice all together. With this one, I would say it's all the songs you sing, you wrote, and all the songs I sing. Like, how would you break it down? Because
I mean, we don't even really break it down very
yeah,
often.
it's not
Because it's
something we
not
think
like
about.
all the songs that we sing we wrote. It's like
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's mostly just like who figures out,
who sounds good on it?
yeah, like who figures out the vocal part and then who sounds better singing it. And because we have like very different vocal ranges, but they also work
Oh,
pretty
wow.
well together and they overlap. So there's like sometimes parts that I write, I'm like, okay, I can't actually sing that shit live, so you should do it, and then vice versa. But I don't know. Sometimes
Yeah.
if there's like a really personal, like really like this is coming out of like my soul thing, then
Mm.
we'll kind of save it for ourselves, you know? Because it'll
Yeah.
just sound weird coming from the other.
And like, yeah, I think definitely, yeah. Yeah, this is the first record that we've like similar to how it's our first one with Nico drumming that we've written with Nico, in this way. It's our first time writing a lot of these songs this way, where I don't know, yeah, where a lot of those distinctions we're not even really, I guess, like making, and it's just kind of like, yeah, it is just like what sounds good. A lot of, and I don't know, we're trying to write more and more and more stuff that just like goes that blurs that line even more. And also, Kit's better at screaming than me, and we're trying to do a lot more heavy music because we've always played a lot of heavy music and we've not recorded much of it. Even for this record, the one truly heavy, like actual sludge metal song, we had to cut from it, though it'll come out in the future. But so, like,
I'm glad
yeah,
to hear that.
yeah. So I mean, considering that being like, I don't know, I couldn't sing a song like Keeping Her Keys or Spiders, to name two that are coming out from
Hmm.
this record for anyone listening. I wouldn't be able to, even if I had the range to do it, I couldn't do it like you do.
Can you guys
Well,
kind of? Oh, sorry. You want me?
no, I was just saying thanks.
Oh.
And it
So
lets me play crazier guitar parts if you're singing, which I love.
True.
you were talking earlier, or sorry, scratch that. Um, when you guys first started, you were saying, Sam, how you kind of have primarily the vocals and still playing
Mhm.
and stuff. When Teen Suicide started, was it a Sam project or was it still a collaborative project or was there
Yeah,
just kind of give us like the timeline of like
I didn't even
formation?
know him.
we've been through a lot over the years as a band, let's say. It started with I've always like written songs. I have another really long running like electronic type of project, and I missed writing songs like I did when I was a kid and growing up, writing on guitar, piano. So Teen Suicide was one of like five fake bands that I started. That was just me, and I don't remember the names of any of the others, I don't think anymore. Um, and it was, yeah, it was just like a band camp, a link, a burned CD for friends. Like, here's something I
Hmm.
made. I played drums, I played guitar, I played piano. You couldn't tell because it all sounds like shit, but like, here it is. And then soon after that, just I don't know what it was about it, but we stuck with it. Maybe I don't even know why, but my friend Eric joined playing drums. It was the two of us for a long time, and that was really like the band for many years, or like 2 years. It was the core. All of the our oldest records that ended up becoming like our more popular ones until now were just him and I, and it was still sort of a relationship where like I wrote these songs and he would come in and like play drums. That was pretty much it. He had like a creative input because he's a really good writer, a beautiful poet. But that was, the really all of it. And then, like I said, we split up. Various other people sort of came and filled in that over time. We sort of just functioned like a collective for a whole lot of years. We were a recording first band. And now I would say we're more of a touring first band for the first time, which is cool because it feels
Hmm.
like being a real band finally. Um, but until now with Kitty, with Nico, until the last few years, really, it was kind of like, oh shit, we have a tour, who can play what, who can do what. Um,
Different band for every tour.
yeah, just which, is not conducive to forming like a really tight core group where you really know each other. You can really do some crazy stuff musically, like more and more and more. Um, I don't know. And in a way, I think it's part of why all our records kind of sound a bit different and eclectic, which is cool and definitely something, we build on in a way with this one, even though we've sort of narrowed it down, got the focus finally. But yeah, 20 we got married in 2016. You joined the band a couple years after that. And then we started, like I said, we started writing really like after COVID, during COVID, and after that. And with the tours we've been doing. It's when this version of the band that to me is like everything is sort of led up to this point, if that makes sense. It's like we are now finally like
We've assembled
evolved. Yeah. Where
like
we're
a Voltron.
exactly. It just I don't know. I think all of it for me, I'm not good at like speaking this stuff out. I apologize,
Oh,
but
you're
it
doing
all sort
perfectly
of
fine.
ties together for me. It's like, why do you want to do a record like this now, even though you've been doing records forever, all kinds of ways? Why do you want to write songs like these, like taking in all these like different, styles that some of them are pretty new to our albums at least, like why now in a way? And it's like for me that's it. It's like we're finally like the band, we've always wanted to be and been working towards being, and oftentimes I've been in the way of that. So
I think the only reason that most bands go through that whole fucking part that he just described and no one noticed or pay attention because nobody was like watching. But Sam and I both have the like weird experience of having had a lot of people paying attention to us on the internet for the entire time that we like from the minute we posted our first songs, people were listening to them.
Mhm.
So we had this entire process of like figuring out how to be a band in front of everyone. So
Yeah.
now that
Mhm.
we're like doing what most people do, and it's like, oh, it's their debut album. It's like, oh, we already have like 25 albums out because like we just been fucking
Yeah,
practicing that. So like we think of it as kind of a
in
debut
a way, yeah.
because of that. Yeah.
I think of it like when a rapper drops their album after like 10 years of mixtapes.
Right.
And it's like, but in a good way. It's like we've tried to hone something and get to this point. Just, cool to be able to do. We just did it publicly with all of the weird
Since
diversions.
we were like children.
Yeah.
It's
But
also cooler too if like you were saying like a rapper mixtapes. You also don't have
mhm.
four songs from each of your EPs now onto an album, which I do appreciate. Like you guys aren't really
Yeah.
recycling stuff a ton. Like it's always
Oh
fresh stuff
yeah.
coming out of you guys.
We've
That would be boring.
no, yeah. We've
I
always
find
been
it
like
so
a
boring.
record band. Both of us, I'd say. I don't know, like records are not like a full finished like album that's like front to back, it's thematic. I feel like it's almost a lost art a lot of the
Yeah.
time with streaming and the way people work, and that's fine, but like for us, that's big. Like even the art. I delayed an album for like 2 years once because I couldn't get the art right. Everyone was so mad at me. But and I'm
You
not
you
doing that
you did
again.
say it was a Sam issue, so maybe that part might have been.
Sometimes Sam delays things.
I've learned some lessons. Yeah, like I said, we have like a publicist or whatever now. I never.
Right.
Yeah, it's like we're I don't know. We're getting used to some things.
Is this one of the first interviews that you guys did through a publicist or no?
Um,
Since the new record? I'm just
For the new
curious.
record, yeah.
record, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
cool.
done both of us like a lot of interviews over a lot of years, but a lot of them are ones we set up or did with friends. But we have not
Mhm.
done anything for this
Yeah,
record,
you're the
so
first one.
I'm very happy.
I feel pretty special now. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to talk too
That's
about,
neat.
and if this is too personal, please tell me no.
Mhm.
My girlfriend and I, we met at work. Okay. A little backstory. We met at work. There's days where that's the best shift you've ever had. And then there's days where you're like, shit, I gotta drive home with this person. Like, that was not good. That was not great. Like, we were fighting, the whole nine, whatever, which happens to any good relationship. Did
Mhm.
you guys notice when you guys started being collaborative, any like riffs or anything? Or like, was there like a point where you guys had to kind of separate, hey, this is us versus music?
Honestly, I'd say no.
Yeah,
Oh, really? That's
I
awesome.
don't think so. Well, so like I
We're
said,
weird.
we both
That's good.
literally like the second that that I was even like, I don't know, not even 18.
Yeah.
We were both like young teens and both of us just like accidentally started being and like I wasn't with Teen Suicide yet, but
Mhm.
I was like doing my own music and like we just life became touring and like
Yeah.
life is just you're in a band. So like we don't really know anything else. And I think it honestly it's kind of like hard to find another person that I could relate to on that level,
Mm.
except for people who had like stage parents, and like
Yeah.
we're more of like just like DIY people. I don't know. It's been a weird life. So when we got married, we were just like best friends,
Yeah.
and
We
Sam
didn't date.
we didn't date. Sam was just like on tour with Say Anything, like Teen Suicide was on tour with Say Anything,
Mhm.
and we met up when the tour came through Florida where I was living, and we just decided to get married, and then we did. And then everyone was like, "Oh, that was stupid. You guys are gonna
Yeah.
get divorced in a week and whatever." And no, we
Nope.
didn't. And then as soon as that tour ended, we had to go on another tour, and that was our honeymoon. Was
Yeah.
I was selling merch on that tour.
You weren't even in the
I
band
wasn't
yet.
even in the band yet.
We had a blast.
And like I guess if we were gonna have that like separating, like I don't know, like that
Mm.
kind of rift, like I feel
Mhm.
like it would have revealed itself at that time,
Yeah.
but it just kind of works.
I think from like I agree completely,
It's a hell of a
obviously.
story.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
crazy story.
like both of us did just fall backwards into like being able to release music for an audience basically without meaning to, I think would be fair to say. Like
Yes.
we didn't anticipate it. So we had like that definitely in common. We're very used to like we're both people who are really, really used to touring, like Kit said, used to being on the road. So like there's not a lot of that like awkwardness I know that can come from for friends of mine and people in bands. I know
Mhm.
that if you have a significant other or something who doesn't tour and has no idea what touring is like and comes on the road, it can be pretty
That's like
weird
so much
because
worse, I think.
just because like it's a really grimy lifestyle sometimes and it's like absolutely grueling at
Mhm.
best, like I don't know, just like a lot of reasons, but also I think that it's something that is really good for us. It would be a lot harder being apart all the time when one of us goes away for like a month or more for a tour, I would say.
Yeah.
Because we're weird and we've like always been together for almost 10 years and have I hope I can say, really good and healthy marriage.
Yes, we do.
Um, which is great because I would also feel terrible asking someone like Nico, our drummer, to like come be on the road with us for a month and a half while we're like verging on divorce and getting
Oh
back
my
together and
God.
fighting in the van and yelling at each other and like, treating our band like, I don't know, like Noel and whatever, the Gallagher's and Oasis. Like, so
Matt,
like
you
we don't
comparing
have
you and
any of
Kitty
the
to Noel and
tweeting.
Liam Gallagher. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Tweeting
married
shit about
couple,
each other.
And that's the clip for the promo for this.
yeah. So there's like none of that, and it doesn't mean that like, we don't have days like what you're describing where,
Where you piss me off.
yeah, or I piss her off,
That's what
or
she
like,
always says to me too. That's not us,
yeah,
Sam. It's not
and
us.
it's fine, and because we're really healthy and we know how to deal with those things where because it's never like a serious thing. It's like I don't know. Everyone on tour needs space from everyone else. I would say is a really
Oh
important
yeah.
part of it. Whether it's like us needing to just break off and like go have dinner, like get away, or needing to leave you alone for a bit because you've had enough of me for until sound check, which is fine. But we're really good at that.
Sometimes with like music stuff that's not touring, like when we have to make like a
Yeah.
decision about, I don't know, some kind of like how do we release this thing? Then we'll just like disagree. And like I feel like both of us are just the kind of person who responds best to like a formal debate where we're like making a fucking
Yeah.
PowerPoint to the other one. Like
Hmm.
we don't get in like fights as much as
No.
we do like stand at like legal fucking
Yeah.
arguments, you know what I mean?
We're lucky. We're not the kind where like we're gonna be mad at each other and all of a sudden we're sitting in the van because when we're not on tour, we're together too. And like
All the time.
and it's great. But it really is.
I know it is.
But
Kitty, you have me cracking up with your facial
yeah.
expressions.
I can't hide
But
them.
it's lucky. And I don't know, it's good. I just think it's like it ties in, we never dated. We were very close.
I think we're
We
just
just got
soulmates.
married. We just knew. And I think that's part of it is like we know how we function best together. Like and I think it's good that we get to do it like this now, where like so much the band is like 50-50. It's like even the credits of it, like, we're not breaking down who wrote what part of what song. It's just us like putting our heads together.
People are gonna sit and try and figure it
Yeah,
out too. I know it.
but it's like something like with everything else, it's gotten to this point over like a lot of time building and like getting better at it, where like now we get to really do this thing together, which feels great. But I also feel like it's stop it, stop it, stop it. It's the right, he's fine. It's I don't know. It's good timing.
I have one more question about the new album and then a few more for the some older stuff and just some random stuff.
Yeah.
The album title.
Hmm.
Typically when you're presenting an album, it's supposed to like short, catchy, but like it's a hard title to like say to like, you see someone in a grocery store and you're wearing a teen suicide shirt and you're like,
It's
"What's your favorite album?" And it's like New Descending Staircase Headless. What kind of came
gonna get a
into
shorthand.
what kind of came into making that your album title? I'm just curious. That was no shade. I just like cracking a
No,
joke.
I completely understand. We have some wordy fucking album titles already. I get it. Well,
Screamo people love that shit, man.
yeah. um, I know you were big on the album title.
Well, we didn't even think about what to call it. We both like really like poetry, and there's a poem by David Berman from Silver
Silver Jews,
Jews,
Purple Mountains.
um, who is like special to us, and he
Mhm.
there's just like one poem that like lives in my brain. Like
Yeah.
I love it, and it's for years. It's just been that way. And so when we were like actually at the studio, and we were almost done with the album.
I had some ideas for the album title.
Yeah, we were all like sitting around, and I think it was Nico was like, "What are we
N-
gonna call
Yeah.
it?" And Sam was like, "I have some ideas," and I was like, "Let's hear them." And so he said, "Nude Descending Staircase Headless," and instantly
We
I
didn't
was like,
go through any others.
"Okay, well, I don't need to hear. I still don't know the others."
Yeah. Well, I think that titles are really, really important. Same way lyrics are really important. The same way like the opening scene of a movie is important, or the last line of a book. Like things attain like a bigger meaning than they have for themselves. Like I don't know, just something, there's a synergy when like it's the right thing together. Same with album art or for anything else. And that one just when you get the right one in mind, you just feel it. That's gonna we hadn't even finished recording the music, but I knew that's gonna fit
I think it
perfectly.
describes the sound of the album better than anything
Yeah.
else too. It's like, what does this sound like? It sounds like
Yes.
Nude Descending Staircase
Staircase Head.
Headless.
And I like the Dada illusion of it too. That goes back to the original, the
Yes, is a
painting,
painting.
which is just nude descending staircase, and Berman added the headless. And it is in a way like a nice little tip of the hat as much as one can towards a dead man that has, deeply influenced you. Um, but yeah, I do think we'll get shorthand for it pretty quick from our fans. I hope it shows. Just like with the others, there's an album called like it's the big joyous celebration. Let's stir the honey pot that we just call like honey pot.
Yeah.
Or I think this one will just be it'll be like nude or
That's
staircase.
Mhm.
perfect.
Or
Which makes me feel so seen as part of the band.
endish.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Sounds like the NHS.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be good. I don't know. I had a feeling about it. And then I don't know, I thought you might too when I told it to you. It just works. The art by our friend Adam, I love it.
Maybe not at the grocery store.
Maybe not at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
But teen
that's okay.
suicide doesn't work great at the grocery store either, so
You're gonna
No,
have
there's
some
just too many
barriers.
questions about it, I feel like. It's
Yeah.
you
yeah.
don't have enough time to explain.
Yeah. We've been making a lot of designs for merch that don't have the band name on them
Yeah.
because it bothers my mom, dude. Like,
There's a certain,
like
yeah.
it's
I
sometimes
think
it's
there's
just
a way
not
to
the
make it
right
work.
place to wear something
Yeah.
that says teen suicide, I
Now,
think.
when it's a shirt that's like kick ass with like skulls and Coke and like Motorhead shit on it, like yeah,
That's fine.
Teen Suicide, it fits right in. You got a metal shirt, you got like a dumb 80s, like Metallica metal up the ass type like 13-year-old thing, great. But like a lot of the other time, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I love the title.
I do too. It's a mouthful, but it's gonna nude's gonna grow in me, I feel like.
Yeah. You got to have shorthand, it's how you know you've made it.
We were talking earlier too, and there's a few articles about this. About this is more directed towards Sam, about how you got diagnosed with a rare lung disease, and that
Yeah.
kind of translated into making Honeybee Table at the Butterfly Feast is
Another
what
mouthful.
it is. When you were writing that album,
Hmm.
what was kind of going through your head? Like, what was like the emotions that you were feeling going into it?
I thought I was gonna die mostly before like half that record is recorded while I was over 2 years like losing lung function because you may know, but just to say
Hmm.
eosinophilic asthma is an over creation of eosinophils in the airways, which are, I guess, essentially fighting imaginary allergens. It's like your body thinking you're going into anaphylactic shock. So it
Hmm.
clogs your airways really slowly. It swells them really. That's why they give you prednisone and yada 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 for it. So I didn't know any of that. So all I knew is that each day over the course of months and then years, it was harder to breathe until I couldn't go up the stairs like an old man. And it sucked. And that also makes it very difficult to sing
My next
or
question, but I
do
appreciate you
anything.
diving
Yeah.
into it.
And also then they would give me prednisone, which makes it really easy to sing and increases my range in both directions by like half an octave, which is in its own way really debilitating because you end up writing things that you can never replicate because it's like taking steroids in a baseball game. I mean, it's a steroid. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, and then during the process of writing and recording that record at home during COVID too, uh, I ended up going into the hospital, being
Sam died
I
in the
died.
middle of the night,
Our
and I
dog
had to.
woke up Kit,
The dog woke me up
the
because
black one.
Sam used to be attached to a nebulizer machine
Yeah,
for
Hmm.
hours a day,
yeah.
hours a day.
They would make me do that
He
like
would
three,
go
4 times a day at least.
he would go through those little nubs of fluid like
Yep.
fucking Pez. And one night the
It
dog
didn't
woke
do
me up.
anything.
It wasn't doing anything, and he was out, like he was on his last little nub of fluid.
But it
And
didn't work.
he, when the dog woke me up, he was like, all he could just do was show me that he was out of fluid,
I had more, it wasn't doing anything.
and he fucking collapsed on the ground.
The fluid wasn't working anymore to
And
clear out the lung.
yeah, and he died. And I had to call 911, and they came and they thought that he was overdosing because we
It was
lived
like
in
Phil.
North Philly,
He
and
kept narconing me.
so they kept giving him Narcan over and over and again, and I was like, bro, he's
Not
not,
doing nothing.
that's not it. Like, you need to intubate him or something, like, right
Hmm.
Yeah.
now. And they took him to the hospital, and they wheeled him away from me, and they were like, you can't come. And I was like, well, are you gonna save him? And they said, I don't know, we're gonna try.
Yep.
And this motherfucker was in the ICU in a coma for
They
days
intubated me. I was in the coma.
on a fucking ventilator.
Pressers, the
The
whole nine,
coma.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was everything. He was in on
Yeah.
like everything, and it was so scary. And like I was like, does his brain still work? We don't know.
Yeah.
He was like dead. So
Yeah.
I literally was just like, okay, well, I
That's
might,
why they diagnosed me.
yeah. After like a long time
That was
after
the
that.
only reason they took it seriously, which I could talk forever about the healthcare system, and I won't, and I'm sure you know all about it. But yeah, it's bullshit. And but yeah, I was in the hospital for a while. I was in the ICU, and I was in the regular hospital, and then I was out, but I had to keep going back like twice a week to the lung center, which luckily is like the best lung center in the country, I guess, or
It was so lucky.
and they're so good there at Temple. Stop it. And yeah, so after that, it was like a night and day sort of thing in a way, which is interesting when I go back to that record because there's like, it's obviously not chronological, like, front to back linear order, but you can hear that difference from song to song of like things that were recorded very, desperately and things that were recorded very, I don't know the word for it, but like in such a different sort of positive light. And that was cool
You
because
were
it's
kind of
good going
saying
forward.
too about how like you felt like you were gonna die, like you thought you were gonna die. Did you kind
Yeah.
of view it as like a final project in a way? Like you wanted this
Well,
to
I
come
hope
out or you wanted to record? Sorry to get too dark or
no, it's
deep on
cool.
you.
I growing up, I viewed every record I was making as like this is my last thing because I was suicidal and I'm not. Now I've gotten a lot of help and it's great.
Hmm.
My life is different. But like that was something I did for so long when I was like 18 to 20 something. And like, so at this point, it's not that way for me. So I didn't, I wouldn't let myself view it that way because also I didn't want to die. I just thought they were going to let me because it seemed like they weren't taking seriously that something was wrong with me, basically. So it was more like, yeah, I never saw it as like, oh, this is gonna be my last project, blah blah blah. But like, I wanted to, I don't know. It's not even that I wanted to get as much done as I could or anything like that. It's just like what Kit said earlier that like we don't know any other way really besides that we write, we make the things we make, and like music is probably number one for that. I know we both do like other arts too and all kinds of stuff, but it's more like just trying to push through a big wave of like molasses all around you that like, oh, it's sure getting hard to walk through this molasses, but like I'm still gonna do this song. It might take me a month longer, but I'm gonna, oh, I'm having a good day today with breathing. I'm gonna record this song. It's also, give me a lot of perspective now, I think, for I don't know. I feel different since
Yeah,
then.
he's came out of the hospital. He came out of that shit a whole nother guy.
Yeah. Like,
He's
you ever seen that
perky, he's
Twilight
ready to
Zone
go.
where the guy comes back from the dead and everyone thinks he's a ghost? Not really like
It
that.
was mostly just like my mom and like my family will just be like, Sam is just like nothing really bothers him. Like he's just such a and
Yeah.
when I met him, it was like
No, I was a dick.
everything bothered him. And it was
That's a
like
big difference.
it's gonna be okay. So and it got like so
Dumbass.
crazy when he was like literally and I thought he was gonna die too, but
Yeah.
I didn't,
It was a
I
traumatic experience.
spent a lot of that, obviously
Yeah.
that wasn't it wasn't I didn't go through what he went through.
You
So
went through something
it was
of your
different.
own. Yeah.
But like he just it's funny with that album too. Just like sh it shows so much the like pre-death, post-death.
Yeah, it does. And I think it's to me it's a really important like moment for us because of that. And it's funny because it's an album that wasn't it was meant to be something else. COVID happened. Obviously, our bandmates all lived in different cities and we couldn't see each other either way. So this album that was going to be a lot more like this one that we just finished that we're talking about, it was going to be a lot more full band, it was trying to push us into a new direction and just coincidence happened and it in a way it couldn't. And I think we're lucky for that because it sort of let us get all these crazy ideas out. We had to work on all these songs a totally different way because we're stuck at home. It also brought us working wise, I think, a lot closer together with teen suicide rather than just being sort of we have projects together and we have but that was the moment I think for me that it shifted from being like this is my band where like we play shows together and we flesh stuff out and to being like, how to I don't know. It melded our minds together more into it going forward. I really like that album. It's funny. It turned out so different than it's like supposed to for so many reasons. Largely because I died. But
That's a
but I
good
think
enough reason.
yeah, it's like we had to make that one so we could do what we're doing now. It's like kind of all just worked out.
Well, I appreciate the answers. A lot of people would just give a short answer and just kind of
We're
move
not
on,
that way.
but I appreciate that a ton.
We give it too long answers.
Yeah, we
No,
always
I
do.
like it. My viewers love rambling. I ramble. I've been pretty behaved these last few episodes, but I do have a tendency to ramble. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been fantastic, and I really do think that the new direction of teen suicide is going to grasp both your indie lovers, your shoegaze lovers, your metal love. Like I really do like the album, and I think it's going to be huge,
Thank you.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
April 17th. Just a little final
Yeah.
promo. April 17th is when New Descending Staircase Headless comes out. Run for Cover does have a few record variants, CDs. I believe they have a t-shirt of the art itself.
Hmm.
So all that stuff will be linked down below. You'll see the flyer with Kitty and Sam on it. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else you guys have in store for 2026.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
Of course.
you.
Till next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.